Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. In this video, I want to share my setup for Plain April, and it's really helped me get a lot of drawing done this month, even though I haven't been perfect and sketching outside all the time because it's still cold in Maine and it's been very rainy and sometimes snowy. I did manage to draw most days, and I think it's partially due to the setup. So I'm just going to show you here what I've got going on. I have got this board with a couple of Dollar Tree magnets, and I've got my sketchbook clip to it. I'm going to show you how this goes, and this isn't my idea. There's actually a product that you can buy called a Stylo easel, and what it is basically there's this fancy. Mine is not fancy. There is it's like a piece of board, and it's got a notch cut into it. And actually there's Etsy sellers that make these too if you want to buy one. I just had a scrap of, I think it looks like 1/4 inch. My husband said it was 1/8 inch, so either will probably work, of hardboard from the hardware store. I'd actually used it before for like taping artwork too, and that's why and sometimes I like would clip my palette paper to it. So that's why it's messy, but it doesn't matter because it does a job. And then I just cut with an X-Acto knife or like a craft knife. I cut a 1 inch by 2 inch notch out of the bottom. And you saw how I had it in my sketchbook. And then I have these clips with magnets on them, and you can get them at the dollar store. I think they come in a pack of either 2 or 4, and I would use that to put my palette on. And then I would actually also take a rag or paper towel and clip it under one of the clips too. And then that would hold my palette while I was working, and I had a place to dab my water brushes on. And just to show you how it inserts, and I will have a video on how I made this. If it's not up already, it will be up soon. It probably will be up by the time this video goes up. You just kind of put it in like that, and then you can just clip your pages. You can just clip your pages down. You can clip anywhere on the side. You don't have to clip it like on the you know, where the board is up here. You can actually clip it down towards the bottom if that's easier for you. It doesn't matter. The tension will hold it in. And it works great when you're in the middle of the sketchbook, but it even works when you're at the beginning of the sketchbook too. So, yeah, and it works great. And so, like, I'll sit on the couch. I've been taking a lot of reference photos. This was one from a trip I took to Belfast. And I'll sit on the couch, I'll have this I'll have a pillow on my lap and then this on the pillow, and then next to me I have this bag. Now if I want to work with like markers and I don't want to work with watercolors, what I'll do is I have this tray. I just washed one of my Factor meal trays, and I had a couple like rare earth magnets, tiny ones in there, and I'd set them on there, and I just put the magnets there so it would hold it in place. And then I would put my markers in there, like if I'm using the like Faber-Castell watercolor markers or whatever kind of markers I want to use, because this would work with my alcohol marker sketchbooks as well. But what I'm going to do is actually, I've got this really cute tin that has tea in it right now that I'm trying to finish up, and then it's a steel tin, and I'll use that metal tin there because it'll just automatically stick and I won't have to keep track of magnets. But so I'll have this on my lap. And I did a video on how I sketch on my couch if you need to like a visual on that. And then I have this bag next to me, and I actually picked up this bag at Marshall's. Yeah, I picked this up at Marshall's, which is like a sister store to TJ Maxx. I think it's called TK Maxx in like Europe. But anyway, it's just like it's a store that sells a little bit of everything. And this was in the travel section, and I wanted something that was just since I don't carry a purse, I didn't have a purse really to bring. I have a couple purses, but I'm not really a pocketbook gal. So I wanted something that was black that I didn't have to worry if I spilled paint on, that would look nice enough that I could wear it around while I was sketching, because I'll be going to France and I wanted to make sure I had stuff. So it has this pocket in here which I'll put my wallet in, probably. And then if I don't have a pocket on me, and then in this front pack, which I usually just keep open. And the thing about this is it's nice, and it's got a flat bottom to it, so it will stay open and just sit open. I've got this, if I want to go really light, I've got this little strap here that I can just put around my sketchbook, and I do have a video on that, and I can keep a watercolor palette in here. I could keep my watercolor sheets. I can put water brushes, I can put fountain pens, I can put whatever I want. Probably put like a pen and a water brush and just carry that around with me if I didn't want to have anything more. I can even put this board in there. will fit as well. So if I want the extra space, which is really handy. I was surprised about how much I like this, because when I'd see the thing advertised, I was like, I don't know. But then I'm like, what the heck? I'm going to see if I can make one. So I can even put this board in here with my clips on it and carry that around too without taking really much more space. So, I mean, all just one-handed. So it's, I mean, this is just really handy. You could even do a smaller board that's the exact size of your sketchbook if you don't want to have even the extra overhang. But I think it's kind of nice for being able to put your clips on. So in here, I've got my Derwent water brushes. They are my favorite water brushes. They hold quite a bit of water, and they have 4 different tips. I'll just show you here. And the caps stand really good so they don't leak in the bag. So you've got a nice wide, let me put something behind me here that's light so you can see. And I have a video that I just recently published about how to use water brushes if you're unfamiliar. Because I'd rather use a regular brush in 2 pots of water if, like, I have my druthers and everything's perfect and I have a table. But you know what? Sometimes you just need to remove the friction and make it easy so you will get those sketches done every day. So we've got this flat. It's about, I would say, half an inch wide. We've got a fine tip. We've got a medium tip, and this one needs to be replaced because it's pretty worn out. And then you've got a broad tip here. They're real bristles, and they do a great job. And the reason I like these is that, for one, they hold more water, but they've also got this really easy push button thing here. And I feel like the opening is just a touch wider than a lot of other brands. So when I need to fill these, what I do is in my bag, I also have this little drink enhancer. These are those flavor enhancers. They're like the sugar-free Kool-Aid, Mio. Most of your grocery store brands will have these. And so I save them. I have a whole thing of them, actually. I save them and I wash them out. So if you want to know how to do that, what you want to do is you want to grab the body, grab the cap, give it a real firm twist. Make sure you have the whole top, so you don't end up tearing off the lid. And then you just wash it out. And it does take a little bit because it's hard to get that artificial dye color and the smell out, but now it doesn't have any smell at all. But you know, just wash it out really good. I use just dish soap and then rinse it out really good, and then you're ready to go. And there's even like a little silicone thing in there so it doesn't leak in your bag, and you just marry it up to the spout of your water brush and you put it in there, and it's great. I mean, these are designed, I think, for people to throw in their bags so they can flavor their water on the go. So those are great, and you can fill a water brush probably 6 times with what's in here, so it's really handy. And these Derwent water brushes are not cheap. Obviously, you don't need all 4, but I think they are cheaper when you buy them. Definitely cheaper per brush when you buy them in a 4-pack. So you can often find this set for around $22, and I've used a lot of water brushes, and in my opinion, these are the best. But obviously, you can use whatever you have, and we all have different opinions. So. So there you go. And then in here, these don't get used as much. I use this fountain pen all the time. This is Jane Davenport, what do they call it? Incredible pen, and I have it filled with this ink right here, which is Dr. P.H. Martin's Sepia ink. And I like this because it is water reactive, and because I've been just not using a pencil. I've been going right in with my pen. And if I do something that's totally wrong, I can wash it out with water and start again. So I can soften those lines. I think the sepia is a little bit kinder than black in most sketches. It's just softer. And it gives a warmth to the picture that I happen to really like. But you don't have to use that. You could use black, or you could use red. You could use whatever color you want, really. But I'm finding the sepia to be my favorite for this. And I don't bring this with me. I just keep it and I refill my pen. If I was going to go on a vacation, I might bring the bottle with me. It shouldn't leak. I store these on their side in their original boxes they came in. So, I might throw that in my bag. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about it breaking, and then, because it is glass, and then having a huge mess. But I have just a little converter in this pen, and I fill it with that. And that works out great. I could also put it in like a brush pen, like an empty water brush, and then just refill as needed. So the other things I have in here that I don't use as much are these preppy refillable fountain pens. I use the black a lot, actually. And I've gone to use the blue, and I'm having a hard time getting the ink to flow well in this, but they're really fun for sketches as well. Like I said, I don't use them as much, but they're nice to have. And if I had to eliminate something for weight, I would probably just keep the black one and keep the rest at home. But, you know, they're nice to have if you have the space for it. So I would just put these under the optional category, but the black is nice. I have the set that I got for Christmas. My husband got it for me. And I'll try to think to link these in the video description or link substitutions if, like, I'm not sure if this pen is still available. But I also like the Jinhao Sharks, the fine tip Jinhao Sharks. Those work really good. They come in a pack of 12 for like 18 bucks. I want to try their feud tip ones too, but I haven't yet, so I can't vouch for them. Another good tip is these Snow White disposable ones, because look at how much ink is in there. Those are fantastic, and you get like 2 of 8 colors, so you get a set of 16 for like 10 bucks on Amazon, or they even have bigger packs if that's not enough for you. I'm going to try to refill these when I run some dry, but I've been using these a lot, and I mean, there's so much ink in them. So I'd probably actually recommend these over the Preppies, because the Preppies, although you can get the cartridges to refill them, I have some issues with getting the ink to feed on some of them. They seem to be hard to get the ink flowing. But these really do the trick. But anyway, my husband got me this set for Christmas, and it came with 2 refills for each pen, which I thought was really cool. Yeah, I mean, these are disposable, these are refillable, but I do think that I'm going to be able to refill these, so that's my plan anyway. Again, I'll try to remember to link everything. I just find these are like much smoother. Maybe the tip is a little bit bolder. I'm not sure, but I mean, I find the disposable ones, these to be much smoother writing than the Preppies. Let's look at the tips side by side and see if we can see a difference. The tips look like they're the same size to me. If anything, it almost looks like that's a disposable. No, I think they're the same. I think they're the same. I tried squeezing the converters on some of them to try to get the ink to flow better. I don't know what's up with them. They probably just need more use. Fountain pens work better the more you use them, it seems like. But anyway, I would say the black is definitely, having a black and a brown pen is fantastic, and then the other colors are optional if you're trying to keep a really light kit. Then I have a big plastic eraser. I really like these. They're gentle on watercolor paper, and they erase really well. But if you are worried about leaving plastic crumbs and microplastics in the environment because you're out paint, I wouldn't necessarily have to have this with me if I was out on the go, because I'm not using a pencil most of the time. You could use a kneaded eraser. I do have a pencil in here though, if I think I'm gonna sketch something that I'm not confident that I can draw really good on the first go. I do have that pencil in there. I have a white and a black pen. This is a Tombow, oh gosh, don't make me say it. I always say it wrong. Fudenosuke pen, which is a brush. It's a hard plastic nib brush pen. They call it a brush pen, but it's really like just a flexible plastic pen. So you can get a fine line, or you can press it and get a thicker line. So I like that versatility, so I don't have to have a bunch of microns with me. So I've got one of those. I've got, this is an empty bag, but I have, I usually put in a few of those compressed towelettes. They're just like these fabric washcloths that are compressed into a tiny little coin, and I like that for dabbing my water brush on. It's better than having a paper towel because I can rinse it out, let it dry, and reuse it the next day. So that's something to keep in mind. You might be able to find them at like in a multi-pack at a dollar store. We bought like a pack of 100 from Amazon for like our camping gear. They're disposable, but you can rinse them and reuse them, so that's what I do. I'll just throw a couple in. And then I've got a couple clips here, which are just good to have. And then if I'm not using like the bigger palette, I'll be bringing my portable painter with me actually, but I've just been testing out the core palettes and, you know, doing artwork with them. So that's why they were there, because I've been using them a lot recently, but I certainly don't, I'm not going to be taking them with me. I'll be taking my portable painter, which is this guy right here, and that will fit in there, no problem. That will also fit in my strap here if I just want to go out for the day. Now the portable painter actually has water buckets to fit on them, so I probably wouldn't take that if I'm working with water brushes, to be honest. I'll probably be using these back at the resort. And then in here, this is enough to just do sketches every day as well. I've got this handbook company, what do you want to call it? Sketchbook? Sketchbook, yeah. It's a panoramic. It's like 3.5 by 8 or something. It's almost 4 by 8. It's a nice long one. I like to use it like that a lot. But I can put the little drawing board in there as well, and that works fabulous for that. So I've got that. I've got a little booklet of Viva color sheets, and I've got this little sketchbook, and I'll show you this actually, because this is quite nice. It's nice for small sketches. It's not the best for larger sketches. I can clip it onto my sketchbook. I brought this. I just stuck this. I can stick this in my pocket, and I can put like this and a pen with an elastic band around it, and just like be on my way. So that's what I did when I went to walking my dog, and I saw this in a baseball shed, and I just sketched it when my dog was running in the baseball field, and then I did the gouache at home. But it worked out really well, and it's just like, yeah, this I did in New York. That's Bolt Castle from the Alexandra Bay side. It's so easy just to tuck this in your pocket, and then just have this and a pen, just kind of rubber band around it. So that's another really light setup. But this here will actually clip to your book. Now this is just a cheapo. This is not super high quality. I got a better one afterwards, but I still have this full of paint, so I want to use it up. But that will clip, and I can do my painting, so that works really well and compact with a water brush and a pen. But I can also, because of how versatile this board is, and you can make this out of whatever type of material you have that's rigid, but I could totally use this here. Say I want to do like some really intense, in-depth, like long sketch of something. And when I say you don't have to clip around the board, it doesn't have to clip onto the board at all. So your board does not have to be as big as your sketchbook. I can just clip this on like that. If I need extra mixing space, I've got this laminated card here. I have a laminated card, and I actually swatched my colors out on it so I would know kind of what I have, but I could tuck that under there, or I could just clip it on with another clip. And then I've got extra mixing space, and I could clip a paper towel like I did before. And then I've got this really large area. I can rest a pen here while I'm not using it, so I don't have to worry about dropping it. And it's just really handy. So I used to keep this in a little fanny pack with this sketchbook or a smaller one when I was hiking, and that worked out really well. So I have to top off some of the colors. I'm actually thinking about using everything in here up, and then just switching to a different palette, because like I said, this was not the best quality. This was just painted wood. I had to resin on the inside. I paid like 20 bucks for it. It said regular 40, but it definitely was not $40 quality. There are really nice ones that you can buy on Etsy. This was from Amazon, and I kind of regretted it. But there are good ones on Amazon too. I got a 2-pack of a larger setup like this with plastic half pans in there and a resined mixing tray. And I'll link to that if you're curious about it. I'll find it in my order history. But this does the trick for quick sketches. And so, yeah, I'm using it. And I find that I like a palette a lot more the more I use it. And that's it in a nutshell. That's all I have in my travel bag. It does the trick, and it's like one-handed use. And I can sit on the couch and work on this. I could sit outside. I could, just have the palette and this sketchbook and a pen or pencil, if you prefer a pencil, just in my pocket. I think the key is to keep it simple, keep your stuff easily accessible so you don't have to think about it. You have everything ready to go, so it's not a huge ordeal when you want to just sit down and paint something. That's what's going to make it so that you actually do it every day. And yeah, just make it comfortable, remove the friction, and have fun, and do your daily painting challenge. And I think that you'll find it is really useful. Another thing that's kind of handy to have is just a piece of laminated cardstock. I actually have some tape on there in case I need to tape off an edge, but this is great for extra mixing space, and you can clip it right to your board there, off the edge if you want to. And I mean, it's just simple things. It could be a piece of plastic packaging, or like a little, like half of a clamshell packaging that you've just kept. That's actually great, because then you wouldn't have water running off the edge. But it's just fun. I'll flip through some of these. Well, I should have been doing that while we were talking so that you wouldn't get bored of just hearing the talking. But I've had a really good time working on my plain April sketches, even though they haven't really been plein air for the most part, but I have enjoyed working from my own reference photos more, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I will do a full flip through of my sketchbook when I've finished the challenge. It's more of going to be a daily painting challenge than a true plain April, but I took that picture in Belfast the other day. I don't know why I went a little crazy with the blue there, but yeah, whatever. It's, you know, it works. It's good. And something else that's really helped me with this challenge is, like I said, having everything handy, but also painting in the morning first thing, like before I get distracted by what's going on in the day. So I get up early. I'm an early bird, and sitting and drinking my coffee, and I'll watch YouTube videos, and I'll start like scrolling on my phone. So instead of scrolling on my phone after I've had that first cup of coffee, which is a kind of my quiet coffee, meditation, reflection, gear up for the day type of time, and I can't really multitask during that. After I do that, then I just grab my sketchbook and I grab my phone and look for one of the reference photos I've taken and start working on that, and usually listen to a podcast or listen to a video or something that I've wanted to hear, something that's not too a visual focused. And that's been working great for me. It's been able for me to fit it in my day, and this has been a very busy month, so I didn't know if I'd be able to fit these daily drawings in, but that's made it possible to do it for most days. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope it gives you some ideas of what you might want to put in your travel sketching case. And please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share it with a friend if you think they will find it interesting. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting!